Good morning. Good morning, everyone. It is a joy to hear these voices and hear you mixing and mingling. We'll begin in just a few minutes, but we wanted to start the day with something for which we are truly grateful as we gather this morning to talk about our greatness through gratitude. So, as you're finishing getting your breakfast, as you're finding your seats, we want to play for you a video of some of our recent graduates so that you can see firsthand how our students are being made future ready. So, we'll see the video and then we'll start the program right after that. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Colleen Finney, and I'm currently in grad school at the University of Missouri, obtaining a master's degree in business. I was in Richland too, from K through 12th grade, and I started off at Center for Knowledge, went to Dent Middle School, was in the TLC program, and then ended up at Blythewood High School. I really am so thankful that Richland 2 and the teachers and staff and everyone really prepped me for the next level. That included my undergraduate degree and graduate school now. I think back to a time where we had Work Cited Boot Camp in middle school for about a month straight, and I still think about how I could manually cite any of the resources that I use for essays or any type of projects right now. So I'm very grateful for the experience that Richland 2 gave me, and I'm so glad to be a part of it.
What's going on, everybody? This is Joshua Burrell, receiver at Florida State. I'm a senior in school now, redshirt sophomore on the football field this season. I'll be graduating in spring 2024. Time flies. I feel like I was just in school district 2 not too long ago. I went to Killian Elementary, Blythewood Middle, and Blythewood High School. I just want to say a message on behalf of the school district. I think it's a good environment for any kid to go to. They help set me up for stages like this. School like Florida State, just with time management, the coursework, the workload, and just positive environment in school with like teachers and classmates and all that stuff. So if you want to send your school at any school district, it would be school district 2. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Isa Charles. I am a graduate of Westwood High School back in 2015. I am now a full-time muralist here in Columbia, also a creator. I do everything from fabric installations to straight murals, as you see behind me. I graduated from Westwood, but I can say that through my entire experience, whether it had been in elementary school, going to Joseph Kills, having the art teachers bleed into me at such a young age, seeing my talent, I've been doing so many great things, and I'm just super grateful for Richland 2 for always having my back as far as the teachers. I've been in so many programs, so many things that if it was not for the community of Richland 2 really bleeding into me, I wouldn't even be able to live my dreams. So I'm super thankful and grateful for the opportunities that have been granted me as I get to now paint the town.
Hello everybody, my name is Jermaine Johnson and I'm a former R2I2 student. During my short time at R2I2, I've had many unforgettable experiences. One of my unforgettable experiences was when I was a selected team member to participate in Samsung Solve for Tomorrow. This prepared me mentally for my future because it allowed me and had me realize that with hard work, dedication, and consistency, you can almost do anything. The sky's the limit is not just a saying. I love this quote by Walter Payton. When you're good at something, you'll tell everyone. When you're great, they'll tell you. Thank you for listening and have a great day.
Hi, everybody. My name is Max Miller. I am a 24-year-old living in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Right now, I work for a global consulting firm where I mostly support a pharmaceutical manufacturer improve their access strategy, both in the US, but also in low and middle income countries across the globe. I am super proud to say that I'm an alum of Bethel Hanbury, Muller Road Middle School, as well as Spring Valley High School, where I graduated in 2018. After graduation, I went on to Duke University, where I was a Benjamin and Duke Scholar and studied biochemistry and just had the best 4 years ever. I think looking back on my time in Richland 2, I'm super thankful that it was really a breeding ground for the intellectual curiosity that's been such a driving force both in my academic life, my professional life, and my personal life. I think whether it was the alert classrooms I sat in elementary school or the amazing teachers I had in high school, Richland 2 really made me the lifelong learner that I am.
Hi everyone, my name is Kay Brown. I'm a Ridgeview High School Scholars Academy graduate, class of 2019. And what I most remember and cherish about my time as a student in Richland School District 2 was the fact that there were always so many opportunities to take what I was learning about in the classroom, about reading about in my books and apply it to the real world. I think that's such a powerful way of learning that definitely deeply resonated with me as a student. Um, an example I can think of is taking AP Environmental Science and then being able to take sustainability design classes at R2I2, where I became involved as the sustainability lead for the Lemelson MIT Invent team. And we just got our first patent for our solar power modular device. So that's very exciting. Also, taking classes, reading about James Baldwin and other amazing writers who talk about social issues that I'm passionate about empowered me to take summer classes and summer programs at Cornell University 2 summers in a row in intimate seminar style classrooms, and ultimately to go to Brazil after I graduated and take a gap year where I learned Portuguese. I'm fluent in it now. I was a water quality analysis intern. And then taking the jump to go out of state for college at Mount Holyoke, where I recently graduated with a degree in critical social thought with a concentration in art and media and society. And I graduated in 3 years because I took the time to rest and learn and explore a new culture. So I credit all of that with using Richland School District 2 as a training ground, to never taking no as an answer, just a reroute to get to your final destination, and also being able to ask the tough questions so that you can connect the dots and chart your own path on your own terms.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Hezekiah Branch. I am a staff scientist in functional neurosurgery at Massachusetts General Hospital, and I am also a scientist in the Brain and Cognitive Sciences Department at MIT. Really excited to be talking to you all this morning, and I'm just had the opportunity to reflect on my experience as a student in Richland 2, and I would say most notably in the R2I2 program, and it was such an awesome opportunity to be you know part of that first class, right? And back in, I think it was back in 2014, and we were working on iOS development, you know, as the technology was coming out from Apple, and being able to collaborate with other students, being able to engineer new projects and ideas, and bring things to life for me was incredibly rewarding. And I would say that that journey was definitely the catalyst for a lot of the work that I'm doing now. And even though I may have changed lanes, maybe not as much in the software side of things, or software engineering side of things, but more in the AI systems neuroscience realm, um, I think it was just a really cool journey to be able to hit the ground running and figure out what I liked, figure out what I didn't like as much, and the things I did like, being able to explore those more deeply, and just learning, where I wanted to take my skills. And I'm so grateful for folks like Mrs. Owens, who was a huge mentor for me while I was a high school student, and lots of other, community members and district folks who were really encouraging me to, just keep working hard and just to keep going and just to keep holding my skills. And I was able to, kind of share that same um, love and encouragement and community building, even after leaving the program and starting my own um, coding boot camp, and just volunteering around the area, and just really carrying over that spirit that was handed to me as a student. And I would say from that, I'm so excited to see what the youth in the program today are going to do with their skills and the journeys that they're going to take, and the paths they're going to go. I know they're going to do great things. So it's definitely a huge um, privilege for me to have been, in that ecosystem of innovation, right? And R2I2, and I'm still incredibly grateful for all of the trainings and teachings and connections I was able to access just by being a part of that program. And so yeah, that's pretty much what I can say on my journey and as an alum now. So that's pretty nice. And yeah, thank you so much for having me and wishing you all a great rest of your morning.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gracie Boyce, and I grew up attending schools in Richland School District 2. I went to the Center for Knowledge, Dent Middle School, and Richland Northeast High School, and I was in magnet programs at both Dent and RNE. And I definitely wouldn't be where I am today without my time in Richland 2. I just graduated in May from the Clemson University Honors College with a degree in economics. And while there, I was a member of the National Scholars Program, something that was possible for me because of the amazing teachers and opportunities that I had in Richland 2, enabling me to be a really strong college applicant. I am currently a research assistant at the Federal Reserve Board of Governors in Washington, D.C., after which I'm planning to pursue a PhD in economics. And my love for economics would never have come about without the upper level college coursework I was able to take in economics through the Horizon Magnet program. So Richland 2 has just shaped every part of my future in amazing ways, and I'm so grateful for my experiences in the school district.
Hey y'all, my name is Christian Hardy. I'm from Blythewood, South Carolina, and I'm a senior at Harvard College studying theater, dance, and media and African American studies. I'm also a proud K-12 graduate of Richland School District 2. I started out at Lake Carolina Elementary, where I was sailing beyond excellence under the incomparable leadership of Dr. James Ann Lynch Shelley. I had teachers like Miss Maddie Davis, Miss Roberta Friedland, Miss Pamela Johnson, Miss Kelly Flores, who all taught me to play, to be curious, and to love learning. Then I moved on to Blythewood Middle School, where I followed the Blythewood way and stepped into different leadership roles and began defining my own voice for myself. I found mentors and administrators like Miss Greta Carter and Miss Karis Mazik. And then I went on to Blythewood High School, where I joined Bingle Nation and had so many educators, Miss Kristen Claiborne, Miss Sandra Deedle, Miss Jacqueline Marche, Mr. Scott Osmeyer, Mr. Patrick Kelly, P. Kelly, the man himself, who saw something in me, nurtured it, and provided me with a platform and resources to truly shine and flourish. I look back on my time at Richland School District 2 with so much gratitude, and it's allowed me to be where I am today. I have directed so many different student productions. I have studied abroad in Accra, Ghana, and I know that once I graduate from Harvard, I am well on my way to accomplishing all of the dreams that I set out for myself when I was a kid, very much so due to the foundation that was built during my time at Richland School District 2. Thank you.
Well, that was just a word from some of our alumni, but let me say hello on behalf of Richland 2 and our wonderful staff and team. I'm Maria Owens. I'm the Director of Strategic Partnerships, and I look forward to this day all year long because it's a room full of partners and people who care about our district. This morning, you're going to see history being made in just a few moments. We are going to have our first ever joint JROTC color guard team from across the schools of Richland 2. We will be led in the Pledge of Allegiance after that by the students from the ACE Magnet. Following the pledge, we are going to have something else very special happen this morning. Superintendent Dr. Kim Moore will come and present each JROTC cadet with a challenge coin, which is a rich military tradition symbolizing belonging, honor, and unity. So please stand with me for the presentation of colors and the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated as Dr. Moore comes. Now I would like to invite our school board members, any elected officials who are with us this morning, Colonel Mark Huttonen, Mr. Carl Blackstone, and Mr. Will Epps to please stand where you are, and the students from the ACE Magnet will bring each of you a challenge coin as well at this time. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Great job. All right, I'm going to ask you to do something that maybe you've done at church or at a really busy meeting, a very crowded meeting. If you have an open seat beside you, would you please raise your hand? Because we have some folks in the back. I want to make sure they can sit. We have some seats up here, so please feel free to get breakfast and come and sit. And there's a seat here as well, some over there. We don't need to have people standing. You can certainly make yourselves comfortable. Well, our theme this morning, Greatness Through Gratitude, really does reflect my feelings about those of you who are in this room. It's truly a privilege to have such an amazing group of partners, educators, and elected officials with us today. Your presence reflects not only your commitment to education, but also your recognition of the pivotal role that partnerships play in shaping the future of our students, just like those we just saw. We're joined today by a myriad of dignitaries, each one contributing significantly to the growth and success of our district and community. So I'd like to take just a moment to recognize those who are with us today. From our Richland II School District Board, we have the Honorable Joe Trapp, who is our chair. We have, I believe Ms. Angela Nash, our vice chair, wasn't able to be with us this morning. The Honorable Tamika Schuler-Washington, our secretary. The Honorable Lindsay Agostini was not able to be with us. The Honorable LaShonda McFadden. The Honorable Nikki Porter. And the Honorable Dr. Monica Scott. Also with us today, we have some other elected officials. Representative Beth Bernstein is with us. We're so grateful for that. I believe I saw County Council Member Chair Overture Walker. Yes, Overture Walker's here. Do we have other elected officials? Any other elected officials in the room? All right. We have also with us Colonel Mark Huttonen, who is the Deputy Command Officer from Fort Jackson, and you will hear from him shortly. So as you came in this morning, you were greeted by the sounds of the Richland Northeast Drumline, as well as the Next Energy Engineering students with their electric vehicle. They built that vehicle and put it together in their class at the Student Innovation Center at R2I2. You probably saw our new partner, Scout, with their 3D model down there in the lobby as well. But if you missed that, you can see all that as you leave today. And while we enjoyed breakfast this morning, we were entertained by the students of the Spring Valley Orchestra. And that is just a glimpse of what's happening in Richland too. At Richland too, we do believe that partnerships and sponsorships are not just transactional. They have to be relational. It has to be part of who we are and what we do. They're investments in our future. You wouldn't be in this room if you didn't believe that too. This morning, I do want to specifically thank some of our Richland II School District sponsors, MUSC, Contract Construction, Humana Healthy Horizons, and then our longtime primary partner for this event, the Columbia Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Carl Blackstone, who's President and CEO of the Columbia Chamber, is here with us to bring a word of welcome this morning. So we are thrilled to have him with us. Carl is a longtime friend of Richland too and our community, and we're grateful to have him here today. Mr. Blackstone.
Good morning. How's everybody? It is great to be with y'all today, and I'm excited about this long-term partnership that we had. Heraclitus was a Greek philosopher from the 6th century. Well, he was born in the 6th century, died in the 5th century, but he was known for a couple things. One was this comment he said, man does not step in the same river twice. But he also was famous in saying that the only thing constant in life is change. Change is good. You've got to embrace change. But what helps us get through change is these relationships that we build here. The foundation of a community, schools, students, employers, and that's what makes this relationship so special with us is that y'all do a heck of a great job, and we appreciate it. Y'all students today are our workforce tomorrow, and it's important that we continue to build these strong kids, these smart kids. Good night. That video earlier was impressive to see these accomplishments, these kids. So we are proud to be a part of Richland too. We appreciate the leadership, both from the board and Dr. Moore. It has been great, and we look forward to years to come. But one of the proudest relationships that we've had over the years is with our neighbor, Fort Jackson. It was 5 folks from the Chamber of Commerce back in 1916 that got around a table and said, we need a fort here in Columbia. And so they raised $50,000 to purchase 1,100 acres of land and gave it to the War Department. Talking about a heck of a public-private partnership back there at Overture, huh? I mean, $50,000 back then, and it's about a $4.2 billion impact on our economy every year. And so we pride ourselves in having great students, great teachers, and great soldiers at Fort Jackson. So it's my privilege today to introduce our next speaker and the Deputy Commanding Officer out at Fort Jackson, Mark Hutton. Mark is a good buddy. He's been here for a few years, but as the Deputy Commander, he sees and hears everything that goes on out there. Not only is he second in charge, but he oversees relationships outside the gate as well, and has been a true partner for us. Originally from Montana, Colonel Hutton went to Montana State, but saw fit to come to South Carolina as quickly as he can. He's got a litany of leadership degrees all over through the U.S. Army, 4 tours across the world. So I'm thrilled to welcome him to the stage today to bring greetings on behalf of the fort. So Mark, if you will come up, we appreciate your service. And while he's coming up, on behalf of the chamber, we appreciate this very much. Thanks for including us. Mark. Good to see you.
Well, thanks for that, Carl. I really appreciate it. Good morning. All right, some people got some PT in this morning. That's good to hear. Hey, it's truly my honor to be here today. And the history of Fort Jackson and the district is long, and our partnership is strong. But what connects us? I think the answer is really found in the district's mantra of a purpose-driven future ready. For really the goal for all of us is to have students that thrive in an educational environment that prepares them to face future challenges that we know they will encounter. When the community and school systems connect, barriers to quality education are removed and practices are put in place to help students become more resilient and ready to learn in an improved educational environment. Fort Jackson and the district maintain this long-standing relationship that drives us forward. And just a little bit of what connects us. So 25% of the military-connected students in South Carolina are right here in this district. Out of that, Richland 2 has 55% of Fort Jackson's military-connected students. In our entire local community here, we have 50% of the state's military-connected students. And that's pretty amazing when you think about the size of South Carolina and the area. But what's more important is in September of 2023, between General Kelly and Dr. Moore, we signed a monumental agreement to support our students. By signing this memorandum of agreement, we ensured collaboration and communication and opportunities for all students for Fort Jackson and the district. This partnership allows us to engage and agree to provide support in the schools that all students can benefit from. Things like impact aid funding, assigned military life counselors, adopt-a-school programs, where units from Fort Jackson work with schools together for tutoring, career fairs, and any other opportunities that the principals and the units can come up with. The end result of our collaboration is a more inspired student body. It takes flexibility, give and take, and putting the needs and the interests of the students first as a building block for this inspiration. As our relationship grows, so will our ability to expose students to futures of promise. We will demonstrate service, and not just service to the nation, but service to the community. As students finish their primary and secondary education, they will understand that they have many choices. These could be further education, it could be employment, or it could be enlistment. All of these give choices and opportunities to serve our community or gain the tools to serve our community. In closing, our relationship between Fort Jackson, our military community, our district, our community strengthens each day. Our consistent communication and collaboration set the conditions to be purpose-driven and future-ready. You see, for us, when a soldier sees his child is acclimated, it lifts a burden off the family and lifts a burden off the soldier, and that soldier is then ready to face the mission. And when a student sees a model of service, they understand the investment that it takes to keep our nation, state, and community free. These efforts combined provide purpose and allow us all to be future ready. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Colonel Hutton. We are deeply and genuinely grateful for our relationship with the fort and with the families. And we are thankful that we have the opportunity to continue to watch that relationship grow. So each year, every school in Richland 2 chooses its own Teacher of the Year. Then, those Teachers of the Year go through a rigorous, in-depth, 3-phase process by which we choose our district Teacher of the Year. And let me tell you, it is rigorous. It's quite a process to go through. Well, this year, our district Teacher of the Year is Mr. Will Epps. We're going to watch a video together about Mr. Epps and his very unique class and teaching style. And then 2 of his students, Mr. Trey Mazik and Ms. Riley Neal, will come up at the end of that video, and they're going to give you the real introduction for Mr. Epps. And then we'll hear from Will himself.
This class is a chance for students to experience what it's like to work in an industrial environment and work in a laboratory setting before they leave high school, before they make decisions that cost lots of money, and before they spend lots of time in other fields. This is an opportunity for students to experience what it's like to work in this industry before they've made a lot of commitments that takes a lot of time, effort, and money. So in this class, we take used cooking oil, donated used cooking oil, and make it into diesel fuel that we can use in the district equipment. This class gives students the opportunity to earn over 100 hours of laboratory experience. And that means they're running tests, they're maintaining equipment, they're working together with others, they're checking their processes using control standards, they're looking at industry standards and making sure that our fuel meets those industry standards. And that type of experience doesn't exist in a normal high school classroom.
It's not like the other chemistry classes. My first chemistry class, we learned about atoms. We were just doing paperwork, and now I'm actually in a lab. This is what I imagined it when I was a freshman. It's like a dream come true, honestly.
It's been great for me to see how it's been able to transform my life and the lives of other students with things like the internship programs that we've had and just being able to make great connections in the actual industry.
I have like no words for it. It's just so, it's crazy to think like I'm involved in this and like all the stuff that I've taken from it. It's gonna change my life forever, and everyone else that's in here is gonna be completely changed from it.
Good morning. As y'all can see, the Bingo Biodiesel program is very special to all of us, and it would not be the same without Mr. Epps.
Hi, I'm Riley, and I agree with Trey. This class really would not be the same without Mr. Epps. He's an extremely open-minded person, and he treats each of his students with respect and believes we're all capable of the same things.
Mr. Epps holds all of us accountable, whether it be wearing the proper lab safety gear or making sure we take advantage of every opportunity we have in the classroom, because it really is a special program that we have. Not many schools have it. I think it's only one other school in the nation that does have this program, so we are extremely lucky to have him as our teacher.
In the class, we're a team. Mr. Epps makes sure each and every one of us is heard and treated with the same amount of importance. In the class, he incorporates our ideas just as they would be in the workplace. So not only is Mr. Epps the District Teacher of the Year, he's our Teacher of the Year.
And with that being said, Mr. Epps, would you join us on the stage?
I don't even know where to go after that. I mean, these kids are great, right? Good morning. It is an honor to be selected as the Richland School District 2 Teacher of the Year, and it's an honor to be speaking with y'all this morning. Public education is one of the only institutions that empowers individuals to make a positive impact on every aspect of our society. As educators, we have the opportunity to work with students and inspire them to become more than they ever thought possible. As a product of Richland 2, this was certainly true for me. and I now have the privilege of giving back to the same community of educators who helped inspire me as a student. While we all can't be in the classroom, we all have the opportunity to help and create unique opportunities for our students that don't exist anywhere else. I know from experience that every small step, no matter how small it seems, can make a huge impact. It's hard for me to believe now, but a few years ago, I knew nothing about biodiesel. And now I teach a whole course that kids make the biodiesel. I was teaching chemistry, but I was constantly searching for something more. I couldn't stop thinking about my analytical chemistry experiences and internships in college, and where I noticed that local, well-paying careers were going unfilled because people did not have the skills necessary to do those jobs. For most of these opportunities, a high school diploma is the minimum experience required. When I realized that I could actually do something about it, I found my purpose. I didn't really know how to prepare or connect these students with these opportunities, but all I could do was try and see if students would even be interested about learning analytical chemistry. Long story short, the answer is yes. I'll be the first to tell you that there have been many twists, turns, and opportunities to fail forward along the way to where this program is today. In 2017, we were producing powder-coated cups using my mom's old Cricut. In 2018, we were distilling essential oils from plants around campus. These products were great, but they didn't directly connect students with our local industries and their opportunities therein. We found our stride when we discovered some forgotten equipment on campus. I didn't know it at the time, but the biodiesel production equipment that we found had previously been donated by BioJoe Renwick at Green Energy Biofuels. So our ag science program could fuel their tractor. Though the equipment we found needed some work and rebuilding, the past generosity of Green Energy Biofuels started us down the path that we are on today. It wasn't long before Casey Juice and I started taking the next small steps to create the program that you see today. I want to take a moment to thank all of our partners for helping us and our students fuel their future. In a relatively short amount of time, thanks to the enduring support of other teachers, our administration, R2 Innovates, Green Energy Biofuels, the South Carolina Energy Office, and others, our production process has grown from 32 ounces of biodiesel per batch to 150 gallons. If you are part of one of our partnership groups or have helped make this program possible, please stand and be recognized. Come on, Matt Sherman. I'm looking at you. Thank you. The rapid success of our program would not be possible without the dedication of our students who have chosen to take in this advantage and take on this challenge. Students in our program have logged over 6,200 hours of hands-on, industry-aligned experience over the past 6 semesters. Students can accomplish anything, and every day my students impress me with their ability to understand and tackle complex problems. In my classroom, students are leading teams of their peers. They're managing production schedules. They're solving problems in real time and taking an active role in designing their environment and their expectations. Through these experiences, I've seen students overcome unknown and ever-changing challenges, and in the process, they find their purpose. From a student designing a large-scale soap-making process to take care of our glycerin byproducts, to a student accepting an internship at Green Energy Biofuels or Nephron Pharmaceuticals, to a student changing their career path to study chemistry because they found their passion. I continuously see students grow beyond even their own expectations. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much biodiesel we make. Our true product will always be our students. Students will not only rise to the level of your expectations, they will exceed them. I believe that Richland School District 2 is well positioned to be a leader in experiential learning. As part of the Richland 2 community, we all can help create authentic, immersive, and impactful learning experiences for our students. As a matter of fact, I would love for you to become a part of our program's next steps. It's my dream to operate our Proud Diesel production facility year-round and offer 6-week internships open to all Richland 2 students. If you're interested in helping, let's talk. I've seen firsthand how seemingly small steps can grow into something unexpected and transformative. I'm blessed to have the opportunity to not only find my purpose, but serve the community that guided me to it. If we can effectively guide our students to discover their purpose, we can rest assured that our students will be future ready. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and esteemed colleagues, I stand before you today not only as a retired U.S. Army First Sergeant, but also as the first female SHARP instructor of the 1st Armored Division in Fort Bliss, Texas, also as the first female NCO, thank you, first female NCO of the 1st CAV, 1st Brigade Fast Team to deploy to Iraq. With more than 24 years of military service, it's been a great honor to serve and now be a veteran. I retired on September 1st, 2023, and have been given the opportunity by the Richland School District 2, Ridgeview High School, Dr. Brenda Mack, and my senior Army instructor, Captain Christopher Robinson, to proudly stand before you today and say to you all that I am the first female JROTC instructor of the Richland 2 School District here in Columbia, South Carolina. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. And having the honor to introduce a pioneer, our superintendent, Dr. Moore. It is a privilege to join each of you and witness legacy-making moments under the leadership of Dr. Kim Moore, our superintendent. As we look forward to her first State of the District address, I would like to share a snapshot of excellence of our leader who has the heart of servitude and philosophy of empowerment. With a career adorned with accolades marked with a relentless commitment to service, Dr. Moore's journey from retired lieutenant colonel in the United States Army to date is nothing short than extraordinary. Transitioning from the military service to the field of education, Dr. Moore's impact did not waver. Her living legacy moments in Florida are as fresh as the morning dew on a great Monday morning here in Columbia, South Carolina. She led, managed, and cultivated the 7th largest school district in the nation. Her profound presence birthed the first assistant superintendent position in Tampa, Florida. She was requested, selected, appointed, and approved, leaving an unforgettable mark on the landscape of educational leadership in Tampa. Beyond her administrative roles, Dr. Moore's passion for education found a powerful voice through her inspiring podcast, The Educational Leadership Moment. This treasure trove of wisdom reflects her commitment to shaping minds and fostering an educational environment where all not only learn, but thrive. Quotes such as, "When students are well led, they learn well," exemplify her philosophy that effective leadership is the cornerstone of success. Today, as we unite In a new era under Dr. Moore's leadership, gifted with poise, passion, and perseverance, service coupled with the pursuit to empower students for their journey after graduation, we bear witness to another historical moment in a journey between R2 and Dr. Moore. As we set collective gaze on this year's theme, Greatness Through Gratitude, I am honored to introduce the trailblazer herself, the first Black superintendent of R2, Dr. Kim Moore.
Wow. I didn't write that. I wish I did, but I didn't. And now it's like, ooh, I got a lot to live up to. But thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, as a female in the military, I was always the only one on the staff as an officer. And so I am just so proud to see all of the female leadership of our cadets today from our ROTC, our first JROTC, because it just adds to the tapestry of Richland too. So thank you. I want to start off, and communication's already looking at me because I'm going off script already. But we just celebrated Veterans Day. And as a veteran, I always want to take time to honor my comrades. So I'm going to ask every veteran in the room to please stand. Every veteran. Thank you. Now, I'd like every military spouse to stand up. If you are a military spouse, thank you. For those of you that may not understand service, it is our military spouses that take care of the home front when we are deployed doing our job. It's because of what they do that we as military persons can do our job effectively, because we don't have to worry about what's happening at home. Military spouses are worth their weight in gold, and thank you for your service. Military children, if you're a military child, please stand up. Thank you. As we already heard, we serve a large population of military children. I always recognize our military children because they didn't ask to serve. They were born into service. And I was reminded this past week when I was at Blythewood High School, and Matt Sherman, the principal, shared a story about one of his tigers who is preparing to move again. And what she told Mr. Sherman is, this will be my 10th move, and she's still in high school. Our military children make sacrifices because they didn't ask to serve, but service is a part of their life. My children, my daughter, our oldest, moved 12 times. I moved 14 times. She moved 12. And my son moved 10. Each time they had to make new friends, learn new environments, make adjustments. And as much as I tried to create a sense of stability for them, it was difficult. So I thank every one of our military personnel, their spouses, their children. But I also want to thank our great educators that are in the room that help make our students feel that they belong in our district. Because here's what the young lady also said to Matt. She said, although I'm moving, I will always be a Blythewood Bengal. And that is because of the teachers, the administrators, the staff members that create that engagement or that environment of learning engagement as well as belonging. So I'm going to ask everybody that is connected as an employee of Richland 2 School District, part of our Richland 2 family, to please stand up. All teachers, administrators, district personnel, our security staff, our custodial staff, thank you. Because without you, these students wouldn't feel like they belong. And that is so important to our students. It's one of our core values. Now, I have one more group I want to recognize before I go into my prepared remarks. Because we are blessed to have graduates of our school district here today. So if you're a graduate of Richland 2 School District, please stand up. Look at that. They are still here, serving our community. And I truly appreciate that. So, I'm going to go back to the paper now. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for being here today. We are gathered as a community dedicated to shaping the future. And you've heard that theme throughout the morning. And your presence speaks volumes about our shared commitment. Because we cannot do this work alone. It does take a village to prepare our students to step into their roles as the leaders that we know that they are. So first and foremost, I want to acknowledge and express my gratitude to my partners in this important work. The Richland 2 Board of Trustees. Please stand up. These leaders in our community had the courage, had the commitment to find a leader that they believed would partner with them in the work that they are called to do. And I am so grateful that you chose me to be your partner, because we are going to do great work together. Thank you. I also want to extend my gratitude to our local and state elected officials who have joined us today. You know, I met a couple of them already. Some I will still be checking in with you. But in one in particular I want to call out, and that's Beth. Because when I met Beth, the first thing that she said to me, besides telling me her name, is, I am a R&E graduate, proud R&E graduate. Why is that so important? It's important because she didn't say, I'm representative. She didn't give me her title. She didn't say, I'm important. She said, I am an R&E graduate. That speaks volumes around the commitment that our legislators, our local officials have to our school district. So your presence highlights the collaborative spirit that defines our community. Thank you. And a special thank you to our district and school-based leadership teams. These purpose-driven leaders are the individuals who work hard, and their determination is what drives the positive change in our schools. And this happens every single day. So our principals, our school-based leaders, please stand up. Please stand up. Thank you. Because having been a high school principal, I know what that pressure is. We don't turn our phones off. We live, we eat, we drink, we sleep, school, and what's best for our students. Thank you for your sacrifice. I also want to thank our JROTC units for producing Richland 2's first ever, a lot of firsts today, Joint Color Guard representing multiple branches of our United States military. Those young leaders exemplify our purpose in education, which is why our school district is purpose-driven and future-ready. It's because of the students that we get the privilege to serve, and it is a privilege for us to educate children. So, ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you today to share the state of Richland 2 School District. Our district is not just a collection of test scores or data points, and those are very important. Trust me, if you ask the staff, the cabinet, they're going to say, she talks about data and academics all the time. They are very important. But truly, what our district is a living, breathing entity, intricately woven with the hopes, the dreams, and the challenges of our students, our staff, and our community. Our journey begins with our core values because they are the very essence of who we are as a school district. I am connected. I am engaged. I am supported. I am achieving. These statements encapsulate our commitment to learning, joy, belonging, and continuous improvement. They are the compass guiding our actions as well as our decisions. We are purpose-driven to make sure that our students are future-ready. So when I say purpose-driven, you're going to respond and say future-ready. Now, why did I put this in our address today? Because I'm an educator. And we know that when people sit too long, they lose focus. So we have to get you engaged, just like we do our students. So this is just a quick little activity that you are going to participate in. Notice I didn't say you might participate. I said you will participate in. And that's the military in me. You don't have a choice. So we're going to practice one time, so let's see how we do. When I say purpose-driven, you're going to say future-ready. Purpose-driven. Oh, you can do better. Purpose-driven. Okay, let's see. Ooh, that side sounded let's try it over here. Let's see if you can outdo them. Purpose-driven. Ooh, they sound pretty good. What about this side, Sabrina? Purpose-driven. All right, and as a whole, purpose-driven. Thank you, because that is what we are here for. Everyone in this room has a purpose. You are here for a purpose. Our purpose as a community is to ensure that our students are future ready. So now, to truly connect and engage with our students, we must understand their stories. We have to understand their struggles and the unique challenges that they bring to school with them each and every day. It is through this understanding that we can create an environment where every student, and I like to use the word each student, feels valued, feels supported, and empowered to thrive. I'm going to share some interesting data with you. And I hope that this data helps you to understand and have a clearer picture around our district. One of my favorite things to say, and district staff and our board of trustees have heard this multiple times, is clarity is kindness. I like to be very clear, because when we are clear, then we can make good decisions. We are a majority district. This is a true reflection of the rich cultural mosaic that makes our community extraordinary. Currently, 62.4% of our students are African American. 15.7% are white. And 12.9% are Hispanic. In just 2 short years, our Hispanic population is expected to exceed the white population, showcasing the continued shift in our demographics. However, amidst these numbers lies a stark reality. You see, 17,781 of our students, a staggering 61.6%, are living in poverty. That's up 7% over the last 5 years. These aren't just figures. They represent dreams, aspirations, and futures. They are inextricably linked to the support and opportunities that we as a school district must provide to each student that we have the privilege to educate. So our clear challenge is poverty, because it has emerged as one of the leading indicators of the academic achievement gap in our district. The opportunity gap is also very evident, glaring at us through these numbers. But let me be very clear. These statistics do not define our students. They are not limitations. They are challenges that we together, which is why it's so important that you are in this room today, because together we are poised to overcome this challenge. 71% of these students in poverty are African American. 14.2% are Hispanic, and 7.2% are white. These young minds are brimming with potential, but they need more than just a traditional education. They need our unwavering support, innovative solutions, and a commitment to providing them with the resources that they need to thrive. So together, we must bridge this gap. It's not just a moral imperative. It is an investment in our shared future. It is an investment in our community. When we need to provide more support, more services, and more opportunities, we have to come together and partner to do that for our students. We need to create a nurturing environment where every child, no matter what that child brings with them when they come into our schools, regardless of their social economic background, regardless of the zip code that that student lives in, we need that student to feel that they are valued, that they can be inspired, and they can be empowered. That is our, as a community, responsibility. I want to shed light on another aspect of our district that adds an additional layer of complexity to our academic challenge, and that is student mobility. And it's not just our military children. Student mobility closely follows poverty and adds even more turbulence to the educational experience. 18.6% of all Richland II school students changed schools last year. In our elementary schools, the highest mobility of one school was 28.8%. That's almost 1/3 of our youngest learners changing schools, facing the daunting task of adjusting to new surroundings while trying to learn and grow. In our middle schools, the highest school mobility rate at an individual school was 24%. And in a high school, the highest school rate stood at 26.7%. That's over a quarter of the students in that school moved. Students coming in and students leaving. You see, the mobility rate is not just a statistic. It is a call to action. It reinforces the urgency of our mission to provide stable, nurturing, and supportive learning environments for all of our students. We need to be the constant in their lives. We need to be the anchor that helps them weather the storms of change. I want to bring to your attention yet another layer of complexity in our educational landscape, and that is chronic absenteeism. Now, I know we have business owners in the audience. Chronic absenteeism not only affects students, it affects your employees. But if we can start with students, it will improve the outcomes for you in your businesses. You see, this issue profoundly impacts a student's academic journey. 1 in 5 Richland II students misses more than 18 days of school in a year. I want you to let that sink in for a moment, because what that means is too many of our students. 18 days becomes 18 missed opportunities for learning, for growth, and for academic progress. But I'm excited to share with you some breaking news. Yes, you know, my face has been on the TV a lot. Lately, I seem to be like in all of the ads for our local news stations. So having spent a lot of time with some reporters, I want to be a reporter for the day and say, we have breaking news this morning. We're interrupting this program for some breaking news. As of October 30th, the district absenteeism rate has dropped from 21% to 12.3% for this 23-24 school year. So you may have noticed our district-wide absenteeism communication campaign that we launched this year. Well, it's working. I'm proud to say that because I did take a little heat for it. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to move on. But it's working. And we want it to continue to work. And the reason we want it to continue to work is because we need students in their classes every day. And we need your support to make that happen. So consider this. A high school student who misses that many days won't have enough seat time, jeopardizing their chance to graduate. Absenteeism isn't just a matter of truancy. It becomes a barrier to success, hindering our students from reaching their full potential. Because our desire is that every student graduates with a high school diploma. Because the high school diploma is the key to unlock the gate of opportunity. But we have to have students in school for that to happen. And when our students are in school and learn those good habits, they take them into the workforce and become great members of our community and society. So we must work together to remove the obstacles that keep our students from the classroom, whether that is health issues, transportation challenges, or any other factors. Yet, despite all of these challenges, our educators and our students continue to shine. Their determination, their courage, and their tenacity in the face of such hurdles are nothing short of inspiring. I love that video that we showed at the beginning of our graduates, talking about the impact that their teachers had on them. One of my favorite questions to ask people when I meet them is, who was your favorite teacher? We all have one. Everybody in the room, see, I'm looking at you. When I said, who is your favorite teacher, you started smiling. Because you all have a favorite teacher. We heard from our two students about Mr. Epps and his impact, and they were smiling. That is the power of our education and our educators who make education happen. I'm not going to bore you with a long story about my favorite teacher, but it was Miss Walker, my 5th grade teacher. Miss Walker recognized that I had leadership talents because I was that student who would get her work done and then turn around and talk to everybody else and keep them from getting their work done. Now, Miss Walker could have yelled at me. She could have punished me and disciplined me, but Miss Walker was a brilliant educator. She moved my desk next to hers. She made me the teaching assistant, which was, as I became a teacher, I learned was a way to control me. And she gave me duties and responsibilities to keep me actively engaged so that other students could get their work done. That was Miss Walker. She did that for me. You have a favorite teacher. We want to make sure that each child in our school has a favorite teacher. So now, let's transition from the challenges to our success stories, because we have a lot of great things happening in our school district. For example, our magnet programs continue to attract national attention and awards. We offer 37 lottery-based and selective magnets for school-wide and school-within-a-school programs. Richland 2 is a school district of choice because we believe that parents should choose the best place for their children. So we are a district of choice. And we offer quality choice options. 32 of our magnet schools are nationally certified magnets, and 15 of them are demonstration magnet schools. Now, I was a principal of a high school that had a magnet program. I know what it takes to be certified nationally, because my school was one of the first schools to be certified. But we never reached that status of demonstration magnet. But in Richland 2, we have 15. That's leadership. That's commitment from staff and educators. These schools have met rigorous national magnet standards of excellence set by the National Institute for Magnet School Leadership. Richland 2 won the 2023 Donna Grady, why can't I say this word? Carrier National District Award for Magnet Sustainability. Yes, that is worth a clap. But wait, there's more. We are home to the 2023 National Magnet Teacher of the Year, Emily Eberlin. And as if that was not enough, we are also home to the 2023 Region 4 Magnet Principal of the Year, Miss Tamala Ashford, principal of Dent Middle School. Tamala, I thought I saw you. Stand up, Tamala. Now, let's talk about perfection. 39 elementary and middle school students from Richland 2 scored a perfect score on their South Carolina Ready English Language Arts Assessment, with Dent Middle School leading the way. Principal of the Year. "29 elementary and middle school students from Richland 2 scored a perfect score on their South Carolina Ready Math Assessment, with Muller Road Middle School leading the way. And their great principal is here also, Brandon. Stand up. Stand up, Brandon. Thank you, Brandon. Just so that our secondary people don't feel like we're leaving them out, meaning the high school people, we get a little sensitive when we only talk about elementary and middle. So 6 Spring Valley High School students earned perfect scores for the AP Research exam in 2023. Now let me explain something. These students not only received the top score of a 5, but they were also among the 357 students from around the world, not just the United States, around the world. Only 357 students earned every point possible on this challenging AP capstone course, and 5 of that 357 were at Spring Valley High School. Mr. Timoni, stand up. And my personal favorite recognition, I have a question for you. Did you know that we have a 100% graduation rate in all 5 of our JROTC programs? 100%. High school principals, stand up. Come on, stand up. Thank you. So as you can see from these accolades, Richland 2 schools are parents' first choice, because Richland 2 schools are parents' best choice. Now, I could conclude my comments at this point, but I've got some interesting facts that I want to share with you that I think will make you smile. We have seen success in our English language arts test scores. The green on the screen is good, and it's academic gains. So in 4th grade, for example, we have seen 6.8% improvement over 5 years. We have seen success in improving our graduation rate. However, we are still recovering from pandemic losses, but we are still well above the state average for each of the last 4 years. Our goal is to have every student graduate and to be college, career, and service ready. Now, while that's great news, when our Board of Trustees hired me, one of the things I committed to was being transparent and sharing the good, the bad, and the ugly sometimes, because you can't fix what we don't know. So normally people would stand up and we'd only share all of the good things, but we have some work to do. So let's talk about an area that we are having some challenges, an area dear to my heart, because I am a scientist by degree. Our challenges are in math and science. So the red on the screen is troubling, and it's a trend nationwide post-pandemic. As a former science teacher, and really, I shouldn't say former, because once a teacher, always teacher, die a teacher. I stole that from the Marine Corps. Once a Marine, always a Marine, die a Marine. I'm a Marine spouse. Semper Fi. I know of math and science. So our students' performance in math and science. And if you ask any of the leaders in this room, any of our principals, any of the district people, they're going to talk to you about what are we doing to improve math and science, because it is one of our focuses for this year. Now, as we turn to the horizon of the district's future, I want to emphasize the multifaceted approach that we're taking to ensure excellence across the board. Our Board of Trustees is committed to ensuring that we as a school district create, first and foremost, safe and secure environments for our students, that we are fiscally accountable, that we have strong HR practices, that our academics have been enhanced, a community engaged with our, in the classroom, we must ensure that we have created a safe space for students and our staff. Safety in our schools is a non-negotiable. It is a promise that we make to every parent, to every staff member, and to every student. So in our pursuit of this promise, we have installed state-of-the-art safety screening stations at all of our high schools. But we're not stopping there. We're conducting pop-up safety screenings at our middle schools. This is a part of our approach, active in ensuring that our learning and caring place. In addition, we have implemented the Strategic Crisis Alert System, which is now fully operational in our district, which enhances our capacity to respond to emergencies swiftly and efficiently. And if I had on my district badge, you would see it. Anyone can push it. Every staff member in the district has one. Anyone can alert the system to ensure that we respond in a timely manner to any safety concerns that we have. Let's talk human resources. Our improvements are important for us because it will improve efficiencies and attract the very best educators and staff. Unfortunately, right now, we are 75 students and 75 teachers and 75 classified staff short for this year. Those vacancies have to be covered each day by the educators that are in the building. Now, this is a nationwide teacher shortage. So teacher recruitment, teacher retention are critical for fostering an environment of academic excellence, particularly in key subjects like math and science and special education, where we must see tangible improvements. This is why it is a focus for us this year, because we need to retain the best people that we have, but recruit people we can find to meet the needs of our students, to ensure that our fiscal house is in order. We are working tirelessly towards being removed from fiscal watch. I don't even like to say those words, but it's where we're at. And we cannot make improvements if we don't know where we're at. But know this, our goal is for nothing less than fiscal excellence. So just last week, a team from the State Department of Education conducted a district, state, and federal monitoring review for the 2022-2023 school year. Monitoring review consists of a desk audit and an on-state regulations and state statutes. Let me be clear. They pick the sites they want to go to. We do not pick it. But I am so pleased to share with you that the district demonstrated compliance with all 47 requirements and received an all clear, no findings rating. The federal monitoring review assesses the district's compliance with all laws, rules, regulations, and policies for several. The review included a desk audit and an on-site visit to schools. The district demonstrated compliance, once again, with all requirements and received a no findings rating, and no areas of non-compliance were identified. Which is a significant achievement. And because of that, Richland II can now proudly say that this is our third consecutive visit with no findings and no areas of non-compliance identified in the federal monitoring review. This is important because that means we will receive funds that we are entitled to receive to meet the needs. So I hope that you can see that in all that we do, the student is at the center of our decision making. Our young people are not just learners. They are leaders, thinkers, and the drivers of our future. We are listening and responding with actionable steps to their needs, their aspirations, and their concerns. So on the screen is a picture of my student leaders panel. I meet with these brilliant students every month. My student leaders are here with us today. Student leaders, please stand up. Know that these student leaders will bring a bright future for us. Because when I meet with them, they challenge me. And I love it. They are serving on committees for our district. They are leading work around our district. They meet monthly with their leadership at their school, and they challenge their leaders. And why is that so important? Because I have found throughout my career that the people closest to the problem normally have the solution. And our students are closest to what we are supposed to have the solutions. And part of our responsibility and how to actively advocate for solutions. So thank you, students. Now let's talk about our community. Because engagement with our community is a two-way street. We are working to foster open channels of communication, inviting feedback, building partnerships, and ensuring that our community is as much a part of our schools as our schools are part of our community. So turning to our community engagement through the arts, we are thrilled about the opening Performing Arts Center this spring. This space, their talents, and as you see, we have some very talented students, but also a resource for our community. So we envision a place where the arts serve as a bridge connecting the district with the wider community, fostering a spirit of unity and creativity. So now, let's talk about a subject that I'm very passionate about, that is leadership. You see, I pride myself on bringing a unique blend of business acumen and military discipline to our work. It's said that culture eats strategy for breakfast. And while we pride ourselves on our purpose-driven culture, we are not complacent. We are marrying strategic business practices with our educational goals to drive success in every area. Now, these efforts, while they may not make the headlines, are fundamental to our district's success. You see, they allow us to keep our focus on where it should be, which is providing a high-quality education and a safe, supportive environment for all of our staff and our students. Now, just to lighten the mood a little and to leave you with some positive feelings, I would like to share some fast facts, and believe it or not, some fun facts about our school district. You see, managing a school district is not just about academic statistics and attendance, which, as you've already heard, is very, very important. It's also about ensuring the day-to-day operations that support a clean, safe, and conducive learning environment for our students. And sometimes it includes some rather interesting numbers. So let's start with hygiene. I'm the very proud mother of a blended family of 5. 3 of those are boys who have been middle school boys in my house. Hygiene was a topic of discussion in my house. It's also a focus in our school district. So from July 1st to November 1st, we installed 338 new soap dispensers across our district. Now, you might find that amusing, or maybe even amazing, to know that we installed that many soap dispensers. But I have something even more interesting for you. We go through 530 gallons of soap each month. So I want you to know, especially for parents who have middle school boys, kids are washing their hands. We have the receipts to prove it. Now, get ready for this one. We use 147,600 rolls of toilet paper a month. A month. That's nearly 2,100 miles of toilet paper. Enough to cover the distance from here, South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, to the far reaches of the Alaskan wilderness. That's a lot of toilet paper. And let's talk about transportation. Because, you know, we're the largest transporter in this community. In just the first 20 days of school, our buses traveled an incredible 218,684 miles. That's just 20,171 miles short of the distance from the Earth to the moon. And if you're wondering about last year's school bus travel, we made the equivalent of 8.2 round trips to the moon. Did you know that the United States of America has traveled to the moon only 6 times? We have traveled more on our buses than the United States of America if we had gone to the moon. These numbers tell a story of a bustling district where every detail, no matter how small or large, counts toward creating an environment where our students can achieve their best. So as we reflect on the importance of persistence and engagement in school, I want you to remember that it's not just about the numbers. It's about the commitment to maintaining an infrastructure and a community that supports our students' educational journey in every way possible. In our district, we do this when we bring our core values of continuous improvement, joy, learning, and belonging. Now, I'm an educator, so I leave homework. As a teacher, I always gave my students homework, and you get to be my students today, so you have homework. Each of you should have a challenge coin at your place. Some of you are presented a challenge coin. Some of them are at the table. If you do not have a challenge coin, raise your hand, because we're going to make sure we get you one. All right. We have a need of a challenge coin, Lara, right up here in the front. So can we get one up here in the front? In the military, we have a rich tradition of challenge coins. Why do we do challenge coins in the military? It's a way to show esprit de corps. So when different units come together, different branches come together, we take out our challenge coin and we will place it on the table and challenge everyone else to show their esprit de corps by placing their coin on the table. And if they don't have their coin, there's consequences. But we have young adults in the room, so we're not going to talk about those. But I think the adults can figure that part out. Your challenge coin is your homework, because I'm challenging you. You see, we cannot do what we do without you. So what I'm going to ask you to do is take your challenge coin, place it in a prominent place where you can see it every single day. And I want you to ask yourself 2 questions. You might want to write them down. Put them in your phone. Because if I see you, I might say, how are you doing on your questions? That's what we do as teachers. We ask you about your homework. Here's the first question. What is your purpose? What is your purpose? When I put on my uniform for 20 years, 1 month in a wake-up, my purpose was to serve my nation. But more importantly, it was to serve the soldiers that I had the privilege to lead. That was my purpose. My purpose as superintendent, as an educator, is to educate our students and equip them for the future, to be prepared to compete in a global economy. So what is your purpose? The second question is, how are you going to use your purpose to partner with our district to support our students, your students, my students, to be future ready? So on your challenge coin, you see purpose driven, because I want each of you to be purpose driven. That's why you have to know what your purpose is, so that we can ensure that each of our students are future ready. Thank you again for your commitment, for your support, and your belief in our mission. In the spirit of our esteemed Richland II name, I am grateful for your support, and I am determined to build upon our rich history to achieve even greater success. Because I know together, we're not just dreaming of a brighter future, we are laying down the solid foundation required to make it a reality. Thank you, and have a blessed day.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you were inspired by Dr. Moore's vision, her passion, her plans, and her expertise as we are that work for her every day. This week is American Education Week. It's a celebration of public education and the incredible educators and support staff that make our student success stories possible. You're about to meet some amazing Richland II employees. I would like to introduce you to 15 purpose-driven professionals who have successfully and faithfully served for more than 40 years each.
Richland School District 2 is proud to take a moment to recognize employees who have served the district for 30-plus years. Audrey Andreski retired after 38 years with Richland 2. She has returned and has been with the district now for 45 years. The love of the kids has kept her coming back. Her advice to aspiring teachers is to have a passion and love for the job because it is tough. Beth Friedman retired after 34 years of teaching at Joseph Keels Elementary. She finds joy when a student's face lights up when they have learned something that was hard for them to grasp. To young teachers, Friedman concedes the job can be tough, but recommends they talk to a lot of teachers. Find those that will share ideas and stick to it because it can get easier. Bonnie Eisman is in her 40th year working at Richland II. After working with the students, she says she walks out of school every day with a smile on her face. She has a passion for working with the students. She also has a passion for working with young teachers. Donna Martin has started her 47th year with Richland II. When she started, there were about 16 people in the entire district office, and she knew all of them by name. Retirement is not on her mind due to the love for what she is doing and the desire to always be doing something. Linda Mobley had an opportunity to go to medical school. Instead, she started her teaching career as a student teacher, and records show that she's in her 39th year. She says she was fortunate to get the job. It was hard to get into Richland II because teachers never left. Her advice to young teachers is not to take on more than they can handle. Lisa Dawkins has spent 40 years working in Richland II. She has stayed and continues to come back because of the connections she has made with families, faculty, and staff. Her advice to new teachers is to give it time and try not to abandon yourself. Keep the best interests of the children in mind. Don't allow yourself to be overwhelmed, and build a relationship with the people you work with. Lisa Leitner is into her 42nd year at Richland School District 2. Upon graduation from the University of South Carolina, she and her friends knew that if they could get into Richland II, they would hit the big times. She says that if you surround yourself with children, you're going to stay young. She loves what she does, and she loves doing it here. Lottie Chisholm, the Director of Student Services, is in her 48th year. We greatly appreciate her efforts to help our Richland II families throughout the years. Melody Cook McDuffie has been with Richland II for 45 years. She says she has mellowed out over the years. She has learned to be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to anger. Her advice to us all in terms of longevity is to realize working in Richland II is not a job, it's a calling. And for every day you come to work, it's a service. Michael Lyles has been working in maintenance at Richland 2 for 40 years and considers Richland 2 his home away from home. He attributes his longevity to just treating everyone like their family. He says when you put it out there like that, you get it back. Is he thinking of retirement? Well, Lyles says it just depends on how long these old knees will hold out. Nancy Gregory is the district's chief instructional officer in her 43rd year. She also recently served as the interim superintendent. Sheila Smith is currently a dispatcher at the Killian Transportation Hub. She started driving buses in Richland 2 as a student in 1982, a time when students were allowed to drive buses. That experience planted the seed for a career in transportation. The 41-year Richland 2 veteran says her advice for longevity comes from her mother. Stay in one place and build dependability. Working in Richland 2 has been the only job she has ever had. Susan McCarthy is a 40-year veteran of Richland 2. The retired teacher that came back is a product of the district. Her secret to longevity is to love what you do and go with the flow. Her advice to young teachers: jump in, feet first. Find a friend to help you grow. Remember, you cannot do everything for every child, but do as much as you can every day for every child, for every person you come in contact with, to help them grow. Teresa Wilson has been driving buses in Richland 2 for 47 years. She considers it a calling that God gave to her. She says the kids as well as traffic has changed throughout the years, but she really likes what she does because if she didn't, she wouldn't get up at 5 o'clock every morning to come to work. Wanda Lewis is now a guest teacher that has been with the district for 39 years. She discovered her love of teaching as a 5-year-old. Music was a strong catalyst then, and music plays a big part of her connection with students today. She works in child development and continues to return because of the passion she has for the children. Richland School District 2 salutes these dedicated employees that have given so much of themselves to our district.
From Richland 2 students to 40-year Richland 2 employees. That's the model we're looking for, right? Ladies and gentlemen, we're honored to have many of them here with us today. If you were one of our 40-year employees we just honored, please stand. I'll leave you with one last fun fact. We just showed you 15 40-year plus employees. Between them, they have 636 years of education service. Round of applause. Thank you.
Well, if you just take a minute and take a breath and think about everything you've seen today, it's very clear that none of this happens without us working together. So thank you for doing that with us. Before you go, we want to give you an example of a partnership that's going to pull at your heartstrings with this wonderful example of a unique partnership between the University of South Carolina, Joseph Keels at Richland 2, and Hootie and the Blowfish.
Try not to make any noise. We're gonna rock our bows from our D string to the A string. D string. All right, now rock A string.
It's really cool. I didn't really think I would like to play the violin at first before I came inside of the class, but now that I'm learning, I kind of like it. And I think when I get older, I think I'll be better at playing it.
Project is an after-school program that reaches out to young people around the community and older
people around the community. And it partners with young music educators that go to school here, that go to college. So we are actually teachers in training, and we partner with the community and offer lower rates for private lessons and group classes for anyone who wants to learn. Check your pinky, check your thumb. Violin and viola, friends, is your pinky curved and on top of the stick? It is difficult, I would say, but if you have a great spirit of perseverance and a genuine passion for music and creating and learning, then it really is a blast.
This string project is one of very few in the country. Back when I was in this program, there were only 3 like this in the country. About 10 years ago, Gail Barnes, who's the director of the USC String Project, and I were having a conversation about offering strings to some of our students at Joseph Keels, because I let her know I really would love to have a strings program, but what if in the meantime, until we could get one, we formed this partnership. So she let me know about a grant that was available through Hootie and the Blowfish, and we applied for the grant and got the grant, and at that time we were able to use some additional funding through the state and the district to purchase some instruments to get us going. We decided to make it an all-violin program, and that's how it started.
Yeah, what is your favorite part of it all?
Learning how to play the bow. We're learning how to play the bow right now, and it's really cool. I didn't think it would be like this. But
What's it sound like when you play it?
I can't explain it, but it's like, it sounds like, it's different than playing it like just plugging the strings. It sounds like some music that you would hear in the background of like a documentary.
I don't know about you, but I bet we're going to see some of those students right here playing with the orchestra before too very long. What a wonderful program. Well, after all that we've experienced in our time together this morning, I just have to believe that all of us are motivated and encouraged and inspired to continue the work that we're doing together. I hope that you have a deeper appreciation of the very real but very exciting challenges that we face as a district. I encourage each of you to take Dr. Moore's words to heart and to consider the profound impact that your partnership with us can have on the educational journey of our students. Now, on each table, you'll see a packet with information about sponsorships for Richland 2. Now, our hope with this is that we've simplified this process for our business partners. Our hope is that we can work together to create just a very easy, simple method for us to connect with each other, because so many of you are wonderful financial partners with us. If you are interested in doing that, this is our first rollout. The funding goes through the Richland 2 Education Foundation. We have in the back of the room Martha Jones, who's the vice president of the Richland 2 Education Foundation. Yes, she used to have my job, so yes, you recognize her. She retired as the Strategic Partnerships Director. And we have our new executive director for the Richland 2 Education Foundation, Jessica Redding. So they can work with you if you would like to discuss that with them. Again, thank you to our sponsors for this event today. We greatly appreciate that. But I look forward to continuing to work with each of you to develop deep, meaningful, mutually beneficial partnerships that help our students move forward. Together, we can ensure that our students remain future ready. Thank you so much for being here. Enjoy your day.